Welcome to the Vault, folks. I'm Nick.
I'm Julie.
And you're on Vault Vibes. You're watching us here. This week we have Ashley Gleason, who is a licensed
professional
counselor
Yep.
at Ascend Wellness through Consigliere Group.
Yes, Consigliere is the name of their group.
And the mental health professionals that they work out of this office. And it's interesting to find out, what brought her to Erie. Her and her husband Sonny. We've had Sonny on before. And she shares a lot of information about, the transition of going back to school, things that they want to do with this building and stuff like that, too. So really kind of cool to chat with her a little bit. And we also, Nick and Julie kind of go, Nick and Julie, talk in third person. we sort of just riff off of what's going on in the times right now.
We're AI.
Yeah, these are the AI. Nick and Julie did the intros are done by AI. We put it in ChatGPT. We're like, please do intro for show.
We should, and just read that one day.
Please do just to see how hilarious. We should.
That'd be hilarious.
Yeah, we'll
see how close it is to what we do. Probably not at all.
We have another. We owe Sue Kuligowski a ChatGPT skit. We need to do that down the road because we had done one, but it got deleted by mistake. So it's gone.
The gods of the media were saying
they didn't want to. It wasn't ready. It's not your time yet.
Not your time.
So
not your time.
So Julie and I just kind of riff for a little bit. We go about the beginning of the school year, some other things and stuff like that. So join us in for another good episode of Back to School Vault. And next week, we're going to have, stay tuned next week, we're going to have a special kickoff to the Halloween season episode. We're going to be at Spirit Halloween. I've made some friends there. We're going to go into the store, talk to them. We're also going to maybe have some surprises here in the vault. So make sure to tune in for that one as well. And stay tuned for this episode.
See ya.
You're watching Vault Vibes. Today's episode sponsored by Ashley Gleason and the Consigliere Counseling Group. The Consigliere Counseling Group is focused on bringing holistic wellness opportunities to individuals throughout Erie, PA, particularly on the underserved east side of Erie. Ashley Gleason is practicing mental health professional. You can find them at 1915 East 38th Street. The Consigliere Counseling Group with Ashley Gleason. All right, welcome back into the vault here. Today we have Ashley Gleason. She is a mental health practitioner here, counselor, licensed professional counselor here at Ascend Wellness Center. So she's part of this group that uses this building that we do the podcast in, and we've had we had your husband Sonny on, and he's sort of one of the minds that have kind of helped, with everyone here, with like the coffee stuff and filling the place here. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about, what brought you into this building, what your goals are and sort of what you do here.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Well, what brought me in here was that Sonny and I, when we met and then we're getting married, we always knew that at the end of our journey, we wanted to be working together in some capacity. So we knew that would probably be facilitated around my profession as a counselor. And we both have come from family-owned businesses. So we knew we would want to be owning our own business. So this was always the end goal, was to be working together, to be working in counseling in some capacity. And ideally, we always wanted to do something that was going to be giving back to the community in some way. So we've looked at a number of different ideas throughout. We've been together for 17 years. So we've been looking at a number of different ideas for that. And then, it kind of all just started to fall into place, basically, we were focused on giving back to the community. We were focused on helping people with their mental health, kind of just improving their lives overall. So kind of that's how the holistic wellness piece came into place as well, too.
Well, and what I love about this is that you actually are your own entrepreneur.
Right.
You're not only a counselor. What is it? LPC.
Yep, licensed professional counselor. Yep.
You're a counselor, but you're also this is your practice, and you call it Consigliere. So we work together with the Send Wellness. That's a little different. It's a little bit of an offshoot that you and I are working together about. But but you're the one who has the practice here, and you own the building and the vault, and also the property that Sunny's going to be selling coffee. This is going to be like a wellness plaza, really.
And so your goal is to have this place basically filled up and have all sorts of people that help with various areas of wellness essentially, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, the goal is to empower people, to do services that empower people and increase people's overall happiness. And then, giving back to the community in some way is a big part of that,
Yep.
How long have you been in the mental health? Did you go right into that out of college, or?
I did. Yeah. I graduated from high school in 2005, and I went to Gannon right after, and I got my bachelor's in psychology. And then from there, I went right into my master's degree. So I've been working in the field since about 2011, 2012.
Okay. And do you say, I know obviously, it's the beginning of the school year for a lot of people. A lot of people went away to college and stuff like that. If someone's looking into getting into mental health and psychology and those sorts of things, do you suggest going the full way right at bat? It sounds like you just did the whole shebang. You didn't go and test the waters after and see. A lot of people do that after. So you did
after their
everything.
Definitely. I mean, for me, it was like certain life events that kind of led into me going right into my master's degree. I always knew I wanted to go on to get a higher level degree. But just events in my life kind of trickled that to follow, right after I graduated. And I had some great opportunities and some great people that came into my life that facilitated that. And, a part of those programs a lot of times is that you start to work in the field during the program, just to kind of make sure that you're in the right fit, obviously.
Yeah.
So for me, and, when I talk with other people, you definitely have to go on to get your master's degree.
Sure.
At least, and
and honestly, we sort of stumbled across each other, but you're taking no prisoners. You bought this place. You had it completely. You should have seen this place in February. I think there's still footage of that.
Yeah. Do you have any photos we can share on the screen?
It was legitimately a bank, and they turned it into something completely different in like a couple weeks. It was insane. And so she means business, people. She's out to help people feel better and make them happy right now.
That's very important. And and you're married to a man named Sonny. I mean, it's hard to not, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Nice. And she's also a rock star mom. So she just had another little one in June, or no, when did
April.
April.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Play rock music and have you mean
right, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
No, and for the building itself, I mean, we've had, we've done 19 episodes here now, so we've had people come in, and almost every single person that comes in comments on they like the building.
How nice it is. Yeah.
It's a really nice building. They're like, wow. And they all go, what is this place?
Right.
Just, and we've even talked about some people who said, maybe you should come and put an office in here or whatever.
Absolutely.
So different people.
Yeah. So it's a little strange because they walk in and it sort of looks like a bank, but it's not. And then there's a fireplace, but if you turn the corner, there's a vault.
I know, right. Exactly.
So, the vaults are a little hidden. Yeah, they walk in and they're like, where's this vault? Because they know that they're coming in to do a vault.
Right.
Your secrets are kept safe here.
I know, yeah.
There wasn't a vault here. We just installed the vault.
You did.
There's actually another locked room on the other side too.
Right.
No.
That's funny. Sometimes in sessions, clients will be like, okay, I've never told anybody this. And I'm like, should we go in the vault?
Yeah, that's
perfect.
Should we lock it in the vault?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Just know if you go in the vault, you have to record it and put it on the show.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Well, curiosity is good,
as we develop our show, people talk about like paid subscriptions. Right. People could pay extra for the vault
service.
The vault confessions.
Yeah.
Be like $9.99 a month.
I see that our coffee's kicking in.
Yeah, right.
This is great.
You can you can listen to people spill their soul for $9.99 a month. Right?
I will say, if like I'm saying, like coffee. I mean, and I know this is a little bit of an offshoot for Ashley, but that coffee hut I'm excited about. They have nitro coffee coming in. It's so good.
Yeah,
I've never had anything like that. That is so good. I can see myself becoming
That's all
addicted
all
to
the
that.
rage. I mean,
my gosh.
And I've seen them. I mean, they were testing out the stuff, and they have the big bins of everything and all that stuff. I mean,
it's
really
own art, that's for sure. You know,
and that was basically brought about because you wanted a good cup of coffee in the morning when you came to work, right?
And what Ashley wanted,
my husband, that's I'm sure my husband said that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, but she
I don't know.
She pulls me in
all
there.
those words, but
he probably summed it up: happy wife, happy life. That's what you said.
That's
he got sick of going to Tim Hortons for you.
Yeah. Like enough is enough. But she pulled me in there one day and she's like, "You got to try this." And she goes, "You can have some anytime you want." And I'm like, immediately, she's my new best friend. Like anyone who says I could have it,
right?
Nitro coffee,
Absolutely.
Like, outrageous. So, but I'm super excited that you are up and running because, just hearing people coming in and out, and I know that there's a, there's a need for everyone to feel grounded and well.
Absolutely.
And well, and you start with the mind, and and this is just amazing, and I'm so happy to be affiliated with you. So
that's something when we created the show, it's one of our areas of interest is mental health. So we talk to people with their business development and why they're in Erie and stuff like that. So I guess one of the things that maybe we'd ask to kind of piece all that together is what made you choose Erie?
I was just going to ask that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely, obviously being brought here to do my degrees was kind of what got my foot in the door, but I do come from a very small town. Sunny and I both come from Bradford, Pennsylvania. And so Erie ended up, and Gannon particularly ended up facilitating a really nice transition for me because, Erie is obviously larger than Bradford is, but Gannon itself, Gannon itself had a really strong sense of community, so it was that ability to kind of dip your toe into living into a larger city, but still, like you were talking about, feeling grounded in a community,
right?
And then having been doing, or, having 9 years of school here, basically, it's kind of laid my professional roots. And so it just made sense that this is where we would stay, and it's not far from our hometown, so it creates, we can still go home for the holidays and things like that, and we really, I mean, we love it here, we have no plans of leaving here,
That's awesome.
And so that's why it turned around into, again, because we were both from family ran companies, and a big part of when you're growing up, if you're fortunate in family-run companies, it was giving back to the community. My dad owned his own company. Sonny's dad owns his own company, and a big part of our childhood and growing up experiences were watching our families give back to the community. So, when we came here, and we really feel like Erie is our community now, that's what sparked, okay, this is where we're going to give back.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So, Gannon did its job, because I think part of the jobs of the college is, when they're in a city like Erie is to sell the city and to keep people here. So that's awesome. Why
would you train somebody and just let them go? We've got an amazing skill set, and I'm looking forward to see Consigliere thrive in Erie. So awesome.
Do you have any specific specialties in the counseling then?
For me, ideally, we'll be hiring other therapists as well to kind of fill in where my professional voids are, and I've been providing therapy for over 15 years now. So you definitely, go through kind of honing your skills, So for me, I primarily work with adults. I don't work with the kiddos. And
that's a whole different.
It is really, and you really, with this type of work, obviously you have to continue to educate yourself. And again, you're really honing your skills, the longer you go on for it, and you can't hone your skills in everything, you really want to practice within your scope, obviously, because you can affect people's lives, obviously.
Yeah.
So for me, I work with adults, I work with couples. In my career, I've had a vast array of experiences. So I'm pretty confident in working with adults in most situations. So I would say, but I have a lot of training in anxiety and depression, trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, but then also I have a lot of work with, adjustment disorders, which is basically just dealing with, things, big changes that happen in our life. You know what I mean? Like,
it seems to be most of my clientele. And I was
Sure.
going to ask you,
Sure.
what is there like a season that seems to be busier than most? Like the end of the year, the beginning of the year, maybe Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm scared of everything.
The holidays, holiday time, is that sort of, it seems like maybe.
There's definitely the trends, there's definitely, the holidays obviously bring about, a lot of emotions, a lot of, memories, things like that.
What about school anxiety? I get a lot of school anxiety people.
Yeah. So obviously this is, so this episode will be, the first week of school for some of the schools, second week of school. So, I know a lot of the kids are transitioning, but you work with a lot of the adults, and a lot of us adults are struggling too with the transition. People that had kids go to college, getting up early, stuff like that.
First time.
What's your what's a little word of advice for people for their adjustment for these next couple weeks? It's like, go to bed.
Yes, right? Yeah. Take care of yourselves, right? Obviously.
Drink coffee.
Yeah, right. Exactly. When my first job ever in my professional career, part of the maintenance crew was helping me move into my office. And he said to me, he goes, if you get comfortable with change really fast, and he said, because things are always changing here and in your life, and you want to just be able to recognize that and face that head on as best as you can.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful advice.
Yes, absolutely. And so, I think that's a mantra that I've always kept for myself, is that, if anything's constant, right, it's change. Obviously, and
if you want to grow, you need to change.
Absolutely.
Change is not always easy. I was
having those conversations with my kids last night after the first day of school. I'm like, it's change, and we just get used to it. And
just because we don't know what's going to happen.
And
just because we don't know what's going to happen doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean that what's going to happen is bad.
I love that.
Things like that, So I think that's
I like
really
that
fair.
a lot. Well, we really appreciate you for coming. I know that you have some clients on their way, I think. So we don't want to keep you too long today. You have people in and out. Hopefully we don't interrupt you over here when we have our little hobby of talking.
You're fine. No, you're fine.
Business owner, mom, counselor. She's got everything going here. All the things.
We haven't done this in a while. Real quick though, before we let you go, what's your favorite pizza in Erie?
Oh, jeez.
You're like, that's the hardest question
your favorite donut
whole time.
And your favorite coffee.
I don't know. I love there are so many good places here, obviously. I like John Wildwood's. I feel like they're really great. You know what I mean? Brick Oven Pizza. There are a lot of really great places
right
here.
Around here too.
Yeah. I think Valerio's is obviously also good.
Favorite toppings?
Oh, for me, I like pineapple.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I like
so we brought controversy on the show this morning.
Interesting. We got sweet going.
I'm good with pineapple. I mean, it's a good balance, So I don't mind a pineapple on the pizza. So that's awesome. Yeah. Well, thanks for coming in. We'll see you a lot as things continue to develop here. And we don't have to bring your clients in here for our subscription service. So
I'll shop it around.
Yeah, but we'll definitely check back in with you as things continue to develop. So
I'll see you down the hall.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, go on. We'll see you later.
We'll see you.
Julie and I are going to stick here for a while.
We will.
So.
Thanks so much.
All right, thanks.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So we just had Ashley Gleason in with us. Thanks for tuning in with her with that interview. We thought it was important to have her because she is part of this project here at Ascend as well, and we see her every day and stuff like that. So and we like to share that the mental health and everything too is near and dear to our hearts, and so she shared a lot of good stuff.
And it's important to clarify too that their dream was to set up shop as a therapist practice,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's doing it, and she's doing it quickly, which is incredible. She has always been a therapist. She's just opened her own business, and she's getting people in.
Mm-hmm.
And then my dream was about using a space that we can have, wellness practitioners of any sort, like whether it be, we have Fred who does Qigong down there. We
Yeah.
have Heather who is the art therapist. We have Nick, he's a different Nick. He does massage therapy for couples. Like we rent out this
couples
place.
massage.
Right. We rent out this place for those people who are
Yeah.
trying to help others become, I guess, better in their journey. And
Absolutely.
and they've been kind enough. I'm not part of the therapist practice, but doing hypnotherapy, they've let me rent from them, and it's been a great positive momentum for all of us.
And by that you don't mean that you do, because obviously what you do is considered, can be considered mental. You just mean you're not part of like the Consigliere group.
No, because you have to be a licensed therapist to be part of her Consigliere, and that's always who I wanted to team up with in a way, anyways, just because they lend to each other.
They can work with each other. Absolutely.
Yes.
100%.
Right.
So yeah, no, that's great. And, it was, I thought it was important to go back, with the back to school, because everyone is a little extra stressed right now and anxious. And
every year I run a special. Every year I run a special, or I dedicate, the month of September to being anxious about the start of the school year. And a lot of times people put a lot of pressure on themselves. I know that we talked just a little bit about this, but the start of the school year for many people is the start of a year. And they even make calendars that do that, like from September to September, because it's a school year. We talked about that with John last week.
When's the beginning of the year?
Like, what did I not get done over the summer that I needed to do? What did I want to get done before school started? Or what did I want to get done before September? And, then the holiday rush, because, you want to get settled. And even with house buying, I've always had better luck in the fall, because people want to buy something before the snow flies. So it's almost like, okay, this is a new year almost. And there's a lot of anxiety.
I think what I've had success in is as you get to be an adult and further away from like the school stuff, even when you have your own kids, trying to make all year the same. Like, because like,
how do you do that though? You can't.
It's hard. It's hard. But I try to instill that, like, if it's the school year, obviously like the kids have homework and things like that, but it's like, bring a little bit of the weekend to the week, or bring a little bit of the summer to the school year, and stuff like that.
That's a great idea.
Because I think that, too often, and even if us as adults, we forget. Like, I think that was something that John Muir talked about way back.
Right.
Is he said giving yourself something to look forward to, like on a Monday, or a Tuesday. I
love that. Yeah.
Just because it's like the work week, or it's the school week and stuff like that. It's like, go down to the beach, or go have that beer with those friends on a Wednesday night, or
what you should do for your kids is like maybe like do Donut Monday or something, so that they're excited to get up and go to school. They're going to sugar crash, but I mean, as long as it's easier for you.
My kids, like last night, we're all adjusting to the earlier schedules and stuff like that, and they're up, and it's like 11 o'clock, and
it's not easy,
and 12 o'clock, and I said, just think, I said, your day was 6 hours today, but I said, but you've been home for 8.5 already, so it's like, so you're home for more than you're there, and it's just that transition, and stuff like that. So I think that's what it is I think a lot of people, tie their whole identity to school or work or whatever. And it's finding that balance of your life,
and don't make a mistake that finding identity in your work is a bad thing. A lot of times people demonize, you work too much and that's all you care about. Well, really, if a person
make it fun, and then it doesn't feel like work.
But if you're providing a service, or if you're giving to others through your work,
right,
and you're getting paid for it, that's amazing. And so there's no demonization here. It's
even
gratifying.
Like during the day, like, like, you think like, oh, I can't go run an errand because I'm working. It's like, why can't you? You know,
Yeah.
or go somewhere for half an hour, you know, or something like that. Like it's just something like if you get a lunch break, instead of just going to eat lunch in your car or in your cubby or whatever, you know,
Well, it's funny you
go
mention
do
that
something
because
fun for half an hour or whatever.
exactly.
Yeah.
I do smoking cessation, and there's several tethers
Oh
that could
yeah.
keep you smoking, and one of them
Yes.
is like nicotine, another one's just habit, another one's just comfort. Well, one of them is being able to leave the work
Yes.
environment for a quick smoke break.
Yeah. Yep.
And so
Yep.
I say to people, you don't need a cigarette to
Go for
go
a
get a
walk.
smoke break.
Yeah.
And if you feel tempted with other people who are smoking, go on the other side of the building.
Right.
Or just find a replacement. You know, you can take a pack of, M&Ms or something. I mean, you don't want to replace one bad thing with another, but at least you're not.
I know, yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, so people want a break.
They do. And I think that's something that people just don't do.
Right.
I learned that, when I have to do continuing education, so, you have to do like an 8-hour online class or whatever. And it's a lot. So we get little like 10-minute breaks every like hour or so.
That's really good.
And I'll literally, because I'll do that part from home, so I'll literally go outside and walk for those 10 minutes.
Nice.
Or something like that, just to get outside and
You're
move
smart.
around and things like that.
People have to realize that endorphins, when you release endorphins for things like that, good food will, hydrating yourself, getting enough sleep, these are endorphin releasers, and a lot of times people are addicted to those chemicals. And so you have to find ways that positively release the endorphins, because they are good chemicals. They're good for you. And taking a walk outside is fantastic.
Absolutely. It is. I like to walk at night, and I know that's it's just my thing. So yeah, it was great having her. She had a client, so it was a little shorter of an interview. So today, because we normally, Julie and I just kind of riff before we start the show, we're gonna share some of our convos that we had just in general. So
because we can probably talk.
You get a little bit of a peek into Julie and I just talking. So
nobody wants that.
We're gonna share it. No, they do.
I'm teasing.
Those reels do very well, and that's what those things are. So
those are fun.
We're gonna give you a special sneak peek into some of the Be Real today. So that'll be something a little
would you be real? I mean, you are
real.
Yeah, be real and be real for the Be Real.
So thanks for joining us again in the vault. We always appreciate you, and make sure to like and subscribe the channel so you get alerts when we have new videos, reels, shorts, whatever, and more information as we go forward. So we'll see you.
Bye-bye.
I was told when I was up in Toronto area a year or so ago, I was talking to a guy, and he goes, "You'd live in the blah 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 neighborhood up in Mississauga," and because that's where all the Italians live.
Oh, really?
And he's like, "You'd be in finance or construction." I'm like, "Oh, geez, stereotypes." I'm like,
why not?
Finance and construction, so they work together for the mafia.
What did the Poles do there? I'm curious. That'd be interesting.
I don't know. Yeah, it's like a melting pot up there.
They'd be like riding ponies.
Ontario, but what do the Poles do? Yeah, something Eastern European.
Riding ponies and eating fish.
Polski. I found a TikTok that shared like different languages, and then they go through like the different.
Oh, it's horrible.
And
Polish is so bad.
Yeah, Polish is bad, but like I love that they do like the Romance languages, and a lot of the words are almost exactly the same.
What I love about the Polish language is that like okay, so if I wanted to say I love you, it'd be like one tiny word, but if it was like something like I need to use the bathroom, it'd be like a long paragraph. Like it's either a lot of words or just like one.
Yeah.
That's just it.
My favorite is the Germans. They're like Wittgenstein. It's like I love you, or whatever. It's like, why come with so much? Why are you coming with so much bad energy?
Why so much? Why? It's just it's aggressive.
You're like,
or like the soup like beet soup is borscht. Like, and there's that BORSCHT or something. It's just crazy.
But someone put it was interesting because it was like you can actually see the transition from like German to Dutch to English, actually. Like the words become, but then you go to like the Romance languages and our language. So we're Germanic,
right?
language,
Well,
but we're also developed from everything else too.
Yeah, it's mostly like Latin, but like Poles don't come from Latin or Russia.
No.
They're not Russian.
So where'd that come from?
They're a whole different
the Balkans.
Yeah, they like it's craziness.
So then they have a whole one where it's like people from like Macedonia and Serbia.
What about Vikings though? What about the
What about the Vikings?
I love the Viking thing. I don't know.
You know,